Hey, this is Mr. Connell, and today we will be talking about compounds of life. There are four major categories: carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. First, we will begin with talking about carbohydrates. A carbohydrate is an organic compound used by cells to store and release energy. They contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and they are the most important source of energy. Carbohydrates can include monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. We will begin by talking about monosaccharides and disaccharides, which are also called simple sugars. Mono means one, di means two, and saccharide means sugar. An example of a monosaccharide is glucose, which is most important in the cell's function, and it provides energy for the cell. Down below you can see an image of a glucose molecule. As you can see, it is only composed of one carbon ring. Now, complex sugars are composed of multiple carbon rings in a line. Glucose is most important to cell's function because it provides energy for the cell and is the only way that cells will take in this energy. Any other types of sugars will be broken down into glucose so that the cells could use it. Complex sugars are long carbon chains. They take longer to digest, which leads to longer lasting energy, which is why you should eat more complex sugars than simple sugars. Examples are oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. Starch, cellulose, and glycogen are examples of complex sugars. Humans cannot digest cellulose because it is too complex, but cows can because they have 4 stomachs. Now we'll move on to lipids. Lipids include fats, steroids, and waxes. They are nonpolar molecules, and they contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and they are long carbon chains. An example of what it would look like is below. There's a carbon chain with hydrogens single bonded to those carbons. At the end, there would be 2 oxygens and a hydrogen. Lipids being nonpolar is very important for their use. In the human body, lipids provide energy and protection. An example of a lipid is the fat in your body, which helps protect and warm your organs. The cellular functions are that it make up the cell membrane. Now, the nonpolar molecule helps the cell membrane because one side is hydrophilic, so it likes water. The other side is hydrophobic, so it does not like water. This is important because it helps keep water outside of the cell while not getting into the cell. Proteins. Proteins are organic polymers made of amino acids. Each amino acid, or a monomer, contains an amino group, a carboxyl group, a side chain, otherwise R group, and a carbon and hydrogen atom. Below you can see an example. Those monomers are grouped together to make a protein, and those proteins provide energy, transport molecules throughout the body, repair and maintain the body. Other examples of proteins are hormones, antibodies, and enzymes. Proteins in our diet give us amino acids that we do not create ourselves. Nucleic acids. Nucleic acids compose DNA and RNA. The monomer of nucleic acids are called nucleotides. Below is an example of a nucleotide which contains a base, a phosphate group, and a sugar group. In DNA, it would be deoxyribose. In RNA, it would be ribose sugar. In DNA, these nucleotides, with the deoxyribose sugar, would bond together to form a double helix, which is used in our cells. Why are nucleic acids important? DNA contains the code for each and every protein in our body. Specific sequence of DNA determines what type of protein is made. And remember, each person's DNA is unique except in the case of identical twins. But over time, our DNA does mutate slightly, but this will not change it dramatically. Thank you for listening to this video.